Okay, let's dive into this. You know that feeling when everyone around you is complaining about the cold, dreaming of sunny beaches, and you're just secretly loving it? If you're genuinely thrilled about the idea of hunkering down while the world freezes over, then this one's for you. We're going to break down the psychology of why some people are just built to love winter.
It's a weird feeling, right? To get this sense of calm, this excitement when the temperature drops. You're not just putting up with it, you're actually energized by it. While your friends are miserable, you're perfectly content, maybe wearing the same cozy sweater for 3 days straight. If that sounds like you, hey, congratulations. You're not weird, you're just psychologically wired for this season.
And that's the key right there. This isn't just a simple preference, like picking a favorite color. For people who truly love winter, something is happening on a much deeper level. The science actually backs this up, and it shows there's a lot more going on in your brain than just an appreciation for a good scarf.
So, let's start with that amazing, soul-satisfying feeling of being warm and snug inside while it's just miserable outside. Why does staying home feel so much better in the winter? Well, it turns out that feeling of ultimate coziness is a real and really powerful psychological phenomenon. It's this fascinating idea called contrast effect comfort. Here's how it works. Every single time you look out the window at the bleak, cold world, your brain immediately registers the huge difference between that harsh environment and your safe, warm sanctuary. And that contrast, it actually releases a little hit of satisfaction chemicals. It's this primal feeling, you're safe, you're warm, you've won. Summer just can't give you that specific kind of reward. And this taps into something even deeper, refuge appeal. I mean, think about it from an evolutionary point of view. For our ancestors, winter wasn't an inconvenience, it was a real threat to survival. So when you're all bundled up at home, you're not just being lazy, you're actually satisfying this ancient hardwired need for safety. Your inner caveman brain is basically throwing a little dopamine party because you successfully found shelter from the storm.
Plus, let's be real, the activities just fit the vibe perfectly. Winter is all about low stimulation and high comfort. Unlike summer, which kind of pressures you to be on and active all the time, winter gives you an invitation to just slow down. You're not fighting the season's energy, you're in perfect sync with it.
Okay, so we've got the cozy factor down, but let's look at how this plays out on the social side of things. If you've ever felt like your brain just works better in the colder months, you are not imagining it. There's a really good reason for that, because for many people, winter is an introvert's natural habitat.
I mean, this chart really says it all. Summer comes with this unspoken pressure to always be out there, right? Going to parties, being super social. If you stay in, you get FOMO. But winter? Winter gives you the ultimate free pass. Nah, it's too cold is 100% valid excuse to stay home with your book. It basically provides the perfect social cover for the lifestyle you might have wanted all along.
This is so true for introverts, who are often naturally more sensitive to external stimulation. All the bright sun, the heat, the loud outdoor festivals of summer, it can be really draining. Winter, on the other hand, just naturally turns all of that down. It's quieter, it's darker, it's more muted. For a brain that's already processing the world at full volume, winter feels like such a welcome relief.
And get this, here's a cool little fact. Research shows that our brains literally focus better in cooler environments. This temperature range right here, around 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, is seen as the sweet spot for peak cognitive performance. Why? Well, when your body isn't spending a ton of energy just trying to cool itself down, it can dedicate more of those resources to actual thinking. It's probably why you suddenly get the urge to finish that big project in January.
Okay, let's tackle what might sound like a controversial idea, that the darkness is actually a good thing. Now, we absolutely have to acknowledge that seasonal affective disorder is a very real thing for many people. But for a lot of winter lovers, the darkness isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's all about how you frame the gloom. Just think about it for a second. When the sun sets at 4:30 in the afternoon, your day has a clear, natural endpoint. There's no guilt about winding down early because the world outside is literally telling you it's nighttime. Compare that to summer, when it's still bright at 9 p.m. and you feel this pressure to keep being productive. Winter darkness gives you permission to stop.
That early darkness also does something interesting that researchers call temporal compression. Basically, the shorter days feel more contained, more manageable. You're not facing this huge, sprawling, endless summer day. This can actually make you more focused and more intentional with the daylight hours you do have.
And can we just talk about the aesthetics for a moment? Winter darkness is just more interesting. You get those dramatic, moody skies, the stars pop out earlier, and you get that beautiful, warm glow from windows against the dark streets.
It's atmospheric in a way that bright summer nights just can't be. For people who get it, darkness isn't an absence of light. It's a presence all its own. So all of this brings us to what might be the deepest, most profound reason some of us are drawn to winter. It connects back to something really fundamental about being human, our built-in need for seasonal rest.
Look, our modern society expects us to operate at the same high energy level all year round, as if we're machines. But that is not how we evolved. For thousands of years, humans followed this natural rhythm. Winter was a time for conserving energy, for slowing down, for deep rest. Winter people, whether they realize it or not, are just honoring that ancient cycle. They aren't fighting the urge to rest, they're leaning into it.
So, if you're a winter person, what does all this say about you? Well, it suggests that you value deep thought over constant stimulation. It means you find genuine happiness in simple comforts. It says you're comfortable with darkness, both the literal and metaphorical kind. And maybe most important of all, it means you don't need the world to be loud and exciting to enjoy your own company. In a world that's always screaming for more, those are some serious strengths.
And this right here is the ultimate takeaway. The next time you feel even a little bit of guilt for wanting to cancel plans and just recharge, remember this: you're not being antisocial or lazy. You are simply responding to the season in the most natural way possible. You're just being human.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. In a world that has almost completely forgotten how to rest, what is your own internal rhythm, your inner season, telling you that you need right now?